School pickup was at 3:30, Monday to Friday. 3 o'clock if you enjoyed the interparental mingling. I do not enjoy the interparental mingling. Not anymore anyway. My daughter Millie is totally oblivious to the fact that her mother is a social pariah of massive proportion. Even the ancient Greeks wish they knew how to ostracize people as effectively as the mothers of Westbrook Primary School. We moved into the small village 10 months ago, which was good at first. The mothers welcomed me to the school with open arms. "We should get coffee together before going on the school run," they said. "Your Millie can come over and have sleepovers at ours," they said. And I was even added to the group chat on WhatsApp. For a while, I was accepted and settled into the routine. I would arrive sharply at 3 o'clock for all of the important interparental mingling. We should share news, gossip, and discuss our little monsters until they bounded out of their classrooms with their art projects. I had made what I believed to be good friends. There were a few fathers that I really hit it off with too. I'd always got along with my friends' husbands, and I never once had any indication that I was unliked. Until Jane, the grand unelected leader for the mothers, found my digital footprint. To make money, I have an OnlyFans account. I don't post anything explicit, maybe just suggestive. It started as a way to, build my confidence and make some extra money for myself. Then I unexpectedly got popular and now I create content full time. Just lingerie shoots, nothing crazy. But the mothers decided this was wholly inappropriate and absolutely awful. They began being distant from me. My happy hellos were met with tight-lipped smiles or dismissive tones. I was removed from the group chat without warning, and when I confronted Jane, I was provided with little explanation. She said, "We just think it's for the best. We'll see you in the yard." I was gobsmacked. The fathers continued to talk to me, which was a relief, but every time I engaged with them, the other mothers would give me a side-eye glance and scowls. It didn't take a genius to put 2 and 2 together. The gossip circle had decided that I was a threat. I was their other woman, and the one that would steal their husbands away, their enemy. And I knew Jane was to blame. She was the source of this hate. I had previously got along with her and her husband Gareth. Well, we all know that Gareth was kicked out of his last job because he was found fondling his secretary in the cleaning cupboard during a Christmas party. But I was always polite to him. I just don't understand what I did to deserve this treatment. Simply having the audacity to be comfortable with my own body. It was a madness, but the pettiness of the pickup social landscape never ceased to amaze me. What they didn't know was that my incredible, beautiful, and perfect husband David was away. I had mentioned him, of course, but because they had never met him, their short attention spans probably forgot he even existed. But he was living in New York temporarily for business. I missed him dearly, and would never even entertain the idea of sleeping around. That's not what the other mothers think though. It angered me. Every attempt at reconciliation was ignored, so I decided to play into it. I decided to throw a kerosene-soaked brick at those bridges and watch as they burn. I wore more revealing clothes to the school pickup, and I talked to the fathers and laughed at their silly jokes. I became the villain they wanted me to be, and I loved it. The pattern continued for months, briefly interrupted by half-term holidays. Then one blissful day, David returned home. His time in New York was over and we could be a happy family again. He slipped into domestic life seamlessly, and I was over the moon that he was finally home. That wasn't until he started doing the school run. He would come home with Millie so happy and giddy. "The other mothers at the pickup area are so lovely," he would say. I didn't think much of it. He knew about my situation with them. At first, he was very standoffish, but as time passed, he seemed to soften. Those ladies wormed their way in. When we would go together, I saw how they looked at him. I mean, I get it. He was handsome, in shape. He had warm, smoldering eyes that you could dive right into. The other mothers could clearly see it too. I noticed the way that they would smile at him, and he would smile back, completely oblivious and eternally polite. It was nauseating. I tried to warn him, attempting desperately to dissuade him from engaging, but he just kept doing it. "I don't want to offend them," he would say. He didn't understand. He'd been away during my snubbing. He didn't see what I saw. When we were together, the women who I used to call my friends finally talked to me, pretending like nothing happened. He put my entire situation down to a petty argument, as if I hadn't spent the last year being actively snubbed and looked down upon. I guess I deserved it, right? For deciding to feed into it? Or were the women simply going after him because I decided to mock them? I don't know. I don't even know what I'm going to do about it anymore. David sympathizes, but he thinks I'm crazy. Am I just being paranoid? For now, I've decided to pick up Millie solo. David keeps insisting on doing it, but if anything, it makes me feel worse about him going. Am I going crazy? Am I feeding right into their hands? I don't know. But my feelings of confusion only grew when I got a notification on my phone. You have been added to the group chat, Westbrook Mothers. Can you relate to my story? Have you ever been unfairly shunned because of the way you've chosen to live your life? Do you think I was right adding fuel to the fire by dressing the way that I did? In life, you've got to learn to be yourself and not what people want you to be. Don't forget to like, share, and comment.